everyone, and welcome back to Speak English for Beginners. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. We're very happy you're joining us today.
Today's topic is something that every person has, although it may look different from one person to another.
That's right. Today, we're talking about your daily routine.
Before we begin, we'd like to ask you a question.
What is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Maybe you check the time and get out of bed right away.
Maybe you stay in bed for a few more minutes before starting your day.
Or perhaps you enjoy a quiet morning and take your time getting ready.
Whatever your routine is, daily habits are an important part of life.
That's true. Our daily routines help us organize our time and complete the things we need to do.
They also make our days more predictable and easier to manage.
Looking at your daily routine, Jack, what time do you usually wake up?
On most days, I wake up at around 6:30 in the morning.
That's quite early.
It is, but I enjoy starting my day early because it gives me enough time to prepare before work.
What is the first thing you do after waking up?
The first thing I do is make my bed and open the window to let some fresh air into the room.
That sounds like a good way to begin the day.
I think so too. It helps me feel awake and ready for the morning.
Let's teach our listeners an important phrase.
Good idea.
The phrase is daily routine.
A daily routine is the things you usually do every day in the same order.
My daily routine begins at 6 o'clock every morning.
My daily routine begins at 6 o'clock every morning.
Exercise is an important part of my daily routine.
That's a very useful phrase because people often talk about their routines in everyday conversations.
Absolutely. It's one of the most common topics when learning English. After you make your bed, what do you do next?
I usually wash my face, brush my teeth, and get dressed for the day.
Do you have breakfast immediately after that?
Most of the time, yes. Breakfast is an important meal for me because it gives me energy for the morning.
What do you usually eat for breakfast?
I like simple meals. Sometimes I eat eggs and toast, and other times I have fruit with yogurt.
That sounds healthy.
I try to eat something nutritious because I feel better when I start the day with a good meal.
Let's teach another useful word.
The word is nutritious.
Nutritious means containing the food and energy that your body needs to stay healthy.
Fruit and vegetables are nutritious foods.
A nutritious breakfast helps me start my day well.
That's a useful word when talking about food and healthy habits.
Definitely. Do you usually eat breakfast alone or with someone?
During the week, I usually eat alone because everyone in my family has a different schedule.
And what about weekends?
Weekends are different. We often have breakfast together and spend more time talking.
That sounds enjoyable.
It is. Weekends feel more relaxed because there's less pressure and fewer responsibilities.
After breakfast, do you go straight to work?
Usually, yes. I leave home and begin my workday shortly afterward.
How do you normally travel to work?
I usually drive, although sometimes I take public transportation if the traffic is heavy.
Many people spend a lot of time commuting every day.
That's true. Some people travel only a few minutes, while others spend more than an hour getting to work.
What do you usually do during your commute?
I often listen to music, podcasts, or language learning programs.
That's a great way to use your time.
I think so. Even a short commute can become useful when you learn something new.
Let's teach another useful word.
The word is commute.
A commute is the journey between your home and your workplace or school.
My commute takes about 30 minutes every morning.
She reads a book during her commute.
That's a word many English learners will hear in conversations about work and daily life.
Definitely. Once you arrive at work, how does your day usually begin?
The first thing I do is check my schedule and organize the tasks I need to complete.
Do you like planning your day in advance?
Yes, I do. Having a plan helps me stay focused and use my time more effectively.
That's a good habit.
Thank you. I have learned that when I organize my tasks early, the rest of the day feels much smoother.
I think many people feel the same way.
Probably. When we know what needs to be done, we often feel less stressed.
Stress is something that many people experience during busy days.
That's true. Work, school, and responsibilities can sometimes make life feel overwhelming.
How do you stay productive when you have a lot to do?
I try to focus on one task at a time instead of thinking about everything at once.
That sounds like useful advice.
It helps me stay calm and make steady progress throughout the day.
Speaking of the day, there is one part of the daily routine that many people look forward to the most.
Really?
Yes, I'm talking about the lunch break.
I think many of our listeners will agree with you.
I thought you might say that.
Lunch is often the moment when people can relax for a little while before continuing with the rest of their day.
And that brings us to an interesting question.
What's that?
What does your typical afternoon look like after lunch?
Well, that's when my routine becomes a little busier.
Really? Tell us more about that.
After lunch, I usually return to work and focus on the tasks that require the most attention and concentration.
Do you find it difficult to stay focused during the afternoon?
Sometimes, after a busy morning, it's natural to feel a little tired.
I think many people can relate to that feeling.
Definitely. That's why I try to take short breaks throughout the day whenever possible.
What kind of breaks do you take?
Usually, I stand up, stretch a little, walk around for a few minutes, or get a glass of water.
Those sound like simple habits.
They are simple, but they help me feel refreshed and ready to continue working.
Let's teach our listeners an important word.
Good idea.
The word is refresh.
Refresh means to make yourself feel less tired and more energetic.
A short walk helped me refresh my mind.
I drank some water to refresh myself.
That's a useful word because everyone needs to refresh themselves from time to time.
Absolutely. Even a small break can improve your mood and concentration.
What time do you usually finish work?
On most days, I finish work at around 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
How do you feel when the workday is over?
Honestly, I usually feel relieved and satisfied, especially when I have completed everything I planned to do.
That's understandable.
There's a nice feeling that comes from finishing your responsibilities and knowing that you worked hard during the day.
What do you usually do after work?
The first thing I do is head home and take some time to relax.
Do you relax immediately?
Usually, yes. I like to sit down for a few minutes and give myself time to slow down after a busy day.
That sounds like a healthy habit.
I think it is. It helps me separate my work life from my personal life.
That's important because many people stay stressed even after work ends.
Exactly. If we never give ourselves time to relax, we can become tired very quickly.
Let's teach another useful word.
The word is relax.
Relax means to rest and become calm after work, activity, or stress.
I like to relax by listening to music.
She relaxed after finishing her work.
That's a word people use very often in daily conversations.
Definitely. Everyone enjoys relaxing in different ways. Speaking of that, how do you usually spend your evenings?
My evenings are usually quite peaceful. After work, I like to have dinner and spend time with my family.
That sounds nice.
It is. We talk about our day, share stories, and enjoy spending time together.
Family time is an important part of many people's daily routines.
I agree. Even a simple conversation can make the evening feel more enjoyable.
Do you usually cook dinner yourself?
Sometimes I do, and sometimes another family member cooks.
Do you enjoy cooking?
Yes, I do. I find it relaxing, and I enjoy preparing meals for people I care about.
That's wonderful.
What about you? What do you usually do in the evening?
My evenings change from day to day, but there are a few activities that I do regularly.
Such as?
I often read a book, watch a program, or spend some time learning new things online.
That sounds productive.
I enjoy learning, even when it's not related to work.
What kinds of things do you like learning about?
Many different topics. Sometimes I learn about history, sometimes about technology, and sometimes about languages.
Learning can be a great way to spend free time.
Absolutely. It keeps the mind active and helps us continue growing.
Let's teach another useful phrase.
Good idea.
The phrase is free time.
Free time means the time when you are not working, studying, or doing important responsibilities.
I like reading books in my free time.
She spends her free time practicing the piano.
That's a phrase our listeners can use in many conversations.
Definitely. People often talk about how they spend their free time.
Another common evening activity is exercise.
That's true. Many people exercise after work or school.
Do you exercise in the evening?
Sometimes, if I don't exercise in the morning, I often go for a walk in the evening.
Walking is a simple activity, but it has many benefits.
It certainly does. It helps me stay active, clear my mind, and enjoy some fresh air.
Do you usually walk alone?
Sometimes I walk alone, but other times I walk with a friend or family member.
I imagine that makes the walk more enjoyable.
It does. Walking with someone gives us a chance to talk and catch up on each other's lives.
That's one of the nice things about daily routines.
What do you mean?
Some routines help us stay healthy, while others help us stay connected with the people around us.
That's a great observation.
Thank you.
I think routines become even more important when life becomes busy.
Why do you think that?
Because good habits help us stay organized even when we have many responsibilities.
That makes sense.
For example, if you have a regular routine for work, meals, exercise, and sleep, your day often feels more balanced.
Balance is something many people are trying to achieve.
Absolutely. People want to be productive, but they also want time to relax and enjoy life.
Finding that balance can sometimes be difficult.
It can, but small daily habits often make a big difference over time.
Speaking of habits, there is one part of the daily routine that affects almost everything else.
Really? Which part are you talking about?
I'm talking about sleep.
Ah, that's a very important topic.
It certainly is. The way we end our day often affects the way we begin the next one.
And I think many people have very different bedtime routines.
That's true.
Some people go to bed early, while others prefer staying up late.
And that makes me curious about something.
What is it?
What does your usual bedtime routine look like before you go to sleep?
My bedtime routine is fairly simple, but I try to follow it every night because it helps me sleep better and feel ready for the next day.
That's a good habit. Many people have evening routines, but not everyone follows them consistently.
That's true. For me, having a routine helps me relax and leave the busy part of the day behind.
What is the first thing you do before going to bed?
Usually, I prepare everything I need for the next day. I like to organize my things so that my morning feels less stressful.
What kinds of things do you prepare?
I might choose my clothes, organize my bag, or write down a few important tasks that I need to remember.
That sounds very practical.
It is. Spending a few minutes preparing at night often saves a lot of time in the morning.
I completely agree. Starting the day in an organized way can make a big difference.
After that, I usually brush my teeth, wash my face, and get ready for bed.
Do you do anything to help yourself relax before sleeping?
Yes, I usually read a book for a while because it helps me calm my mind.
That's a wonderful habit.
I think so too. Reading allows me to slow down and focus on something peaceful before going to sleep.
Let's teach our listeners an important phrase.
Good idea.
The phrase is bedtime routine.
A bedtime routine is the things you usually do before going to sleep each night.
Reading is part of my bedtime routine.
My bedtime routine helps me relax.
That's a very useful phrase because people often talk about sleep habits and evening routines.
Absolutely. Good sleep habits can improve many parts of our lives.
What time do you usually go to bed?
On most days, I try to go to bed around 10:30 in the evening.
That's a reasonable time.
It works well for me because I like waking up early in the morning.
Sleep is very important for our health.
Definitely. When I don't get enough sleep, I usually feel tired and less productive the next day.
I think many of our listeners can relate to that.
Probably. A good night's sleep helps us think clearly, stay focused, and have more energy throughout the day.
Let's teach another useful word.
The word is productive.
Productive means getting a lot of useful work done.
I feel more productive after a good night's sleep.
She had a productive day at work.
That's a useful word for conversations about work, school, and daily life.
Definitely. Looking at your routine, it seems like you have developed many healthy habits over time.
I try my best. Of course, not every day is perfect, but having a routine helps me stay organized.
That's an important point. Nobody follows their routine perfectly every single day.
Exactly. Sometimes plans change, unexpected things happen, or we simply have a busy day.
But having a routine still gives us a structure to return to.
That's right. A routine doesn't have to be perfect to be helpful.
Looking back at everything we discussed today, what do you think is the biggest benefit of having a daily routine?
I think the biggest benefit is that it helps us use our time wisely and feel more organized throughout the day.
That's a great answer.
When we have healthy habits, many things become easier. We spend less time deciding what to do and more time actually doing it.
I completely agree. Good routines can help us work better, rest better, and enjoy our free time more.
Exactly. They help create balance in our lives.
Before we finish, let's do a little speaking practice.
It's possible, try answering these questions out loud.
First question, what time do you usually wake up?
Second question, what do you normally eat for breakfast?
Third question, how do you spend your afternoons?
Fourth question, what do you like to do in your free time?
And fifth question, what is your bedtime routine?
Try answering with complete sentences and use some of the vocabulary we practiced during today's conversation.
Before we end, let's quickly review what we talked about today.
We discussed morning routines, breakfast habits, work and school schedules, free time activities, exercise, and bedtime routines.
We also talked about useful words and phrases such as daily routine, commute, refresh, relax, productive, and bedtime routine.
Most importantly, we talked about how daily habits can help us stay organized and make our lives easier.
A good routine doesn't need to be complicated.
It doesn't need to be perfect either.
Small habits can create positive changes over time.
And even simple routines can help us feel more balanced and prepared.
And that's our question of the day. What is one part of your daily routine that you enjoy the most?
Write your answer in the comments.
You can begin your sentence like this. My favorite part of my daily routine is blank because blank.
We always enjoy reading your thoughts.
Keep learning.
Keep practicing.
And remember, learning English is a journey.
We'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.